Hi guys, Football-ManagerYouthDevelopment.co.uk here. In this episode I'm going to show you how to create tactics for your team on Football Manager 2015. I see a lot of people try to take tactics that other people might have created or tactics that they've downloaded and try and use them for their team, and a lot of people don't have any success with the tactic and they're asking questions why. And the key to it is what people do to create tactics. They'll make tactics that are really strong for the team they're managing, and then they'll be kind of telling everybody else this is the very best tactic to use. You've got to use this, and then people try and use them tactics, but the trouble is they don't have the same players that other people have when they initially created them tactics. So in this episode I'm going to show you how to create tactics for your team, the things that I do to create tactics for my team, and also just to stress as well that for every team that you're in charge of, you need to be making your own individual tactic for that, that suits the team that you're managing basically. So for every step of this kind of process that I'm going to show you here, I'm going to show you I'm going to tell you the exact things that I'm thinking, why I'm doing what I'm doing, etc, and hopefully by watching this video you'll understand what you need to do to create a tactic for your team that you're managing. Now every team has different players, things like this. So if you're like a Chelsea, you're more of a physical team. If you're an Arsenal, like I'm going to demonstrate here, you've got kind of smaller players but they're more technically gifted. If you're, I don't know, Real Madrid, you've got really fast players like Bale, Ronaldo, things like this. So every single team is different, regardless of where you're managing, what country, etc. So the way you approach it, and the kind of techniques I'm going to show you in this video, the way I approach creating tactics, hopefully will help some of you guys. If you are struggling creating tactics, hopefully this will help you in solving that. So what I always do whenever you take over a club, just sort it by ability. Just so you obviously want to pick the best players at the club. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to roughly go into each player, just sort it by ability at the moment, and just kind of pick on their best position. So advanced playmaker. So I'm just going to go in here. I'm just going to put him down as an advanced playmaker, or kind of, what I mean, just put him into the rough positions where they're going to be playing. Now Alexis Sanchez, his position is a winger, so I'll put him in. We've got a striker in Giroud, who's probably best as a target man, which is excellent for this formation I'm going to be creating. We've got Aaron Ramsey as an advanced playmaker, which is good for us as well, so I'm going to put him on the field. Now Danny Welbeck, he's down as a complete forward. Now I know Danny can actually play out on this position as an inside forward, and I certainly think he could probably do that. Certainly his composure is not great, but he does have the pace, good work rate, good off the ball, etc, good technique, things like this. So I am going to use Danny in this particular formation as a inside forward. Now what I've basically done here, I've near enough just picked all the front kind of all the front players of the team. So just to get that kind of wheels in motion sort of thing, I'm just going to put them roughly in these positions. Put Giroud up front, Ramsey in the middle, Sanchez over here. Oops. So what I'm just going to be having a real quick look at here. So I know that Aaron Ramsey, he could probably play in that kind of ball winner midfielder position. Defensive midfielder position, being real good at passing. He's got good work rate. He can tackle. Got good stamina, good natural fitness, good at decisions. All things like this. So what I'm basically looking at here, these players are all going to be really attacking. You're not going to see Sanchez tackling that much. He's got good work rate and a tackling of 12. Welbeck's got a tackling of 5, so he is pointless having him tackling. Giroud's got a tackling of 3, so even more useless tackling. And Mesut Ozil's got a tackling of 7, so again really pointless kind of having these guys in these positions. So just going to push these back here, because I know, I've already picked the front guys, so I know this is going to be a really attacking formation, which you would expect from Arsenal. So what I'm really conscious of at the moment is just making sure that the defence is covered and that we're not going to be leaving ourselves short at the back. So these are the things that I'm thinking of already. So clearly at the back, my next job is really simple because these two are the best ability and they're both centre defenders. That's absolutely fine. So now we've picked all the front four. Now Santi Cazorla is obviously a really good player, but he does play in that Ozil position, and clearly Ozil is much better than Cazorla in that advanced playmaker position. He's got vision of 20, passing 19, tackling 19. He's just absolutely stuffed with absolutely brilliant attributes. So unfortunately for Santi Cazorla, he won't be getting in this particular starting lineup that I'm creating here. The same with Theo Walcott as well. He won't be getting into this team just on this particular tactic that I'm actually making. So the goalkeeper's position obviously is going to go to Szczesny. That's easy. So I'm looking at right backs now. So Matthew Debussy, he's obviously a right back. He's very good at getting the crosses in, as we know from real life. Good work rate, good tackling, things like that. And we can see that his best position is as a wing back. So what I'm going to do now, guys, just for this particular moment, I'm just going to put him there. And obviously in real life as well, that we know that Kieran Gibbs is, Arsenal's normal left back. They do have players like Monreal, which is fine. We do know about these players, but so you can see the team is slowly starting to shape here, and I've not used anybody else's tactics. I'm creating this from scratch, and you can see how easy it is here. You're just picking players of your best ability and just trying to work around the positions you've got here. Now, I know Jack Wilshere, obviously, he is really good in that centre midfield position, but as I spoke about earlier, we are creating a tactic for Arsenal here, and their front lot are so kind of attack-minded that you do need to be very wary of getting caught on the break and things like this. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to use Jack as a deep line playmaker. And with his vision, his work rate, he's got really good technique. But the thing with Jack, he doesn't have good tackling, doesn't particularly have a lot of strength. From a kind of defensive point of view, although he does work hard, Jack Wilshere, he's not necessarily as gifted in defence as he is kind of being creative and kind of making things happen in the front line. So Jack Wilshere is going to make up the kind of second part of our defence midfielder lineup. So what I've basically done here, guys, as you can see, it took me only a few moments. I've picked our tactic for this team just based upon the players that have got the best ability. Now, if I had no one on the left wing that was good, then I'd be looking to maybe use Welbeck as a striker or something like this. But because Alexis Sanchez is one of the better players in the team and he's a winger, you can see that the tactic would be completely lopsided if we had if we had Welbeck up here like this, something like this. It would just look completely lopsided. So you see here that you have to make it kind of like a well-rounded sort of formation, and you're going to get the best out of the players. So again, going from the back, goalkeeper, that's obvious. Fullback, absolutely fine for Debussy. Kieran Gibbs, I'm going to use him as a fullback. Again, so what I'm really conscious of here, I want these guys to just be fullbacks because these guys are so attacking, they're hardly going to be doing any defensive work. So Debussy and Gibbs, what I'm looking for them to do, they do have a bit of license to go forward, but I don't want them to be going gun-ho just simply because we won't have enough cover at the back. We need to build a team that's really strong in defence, and with Arsenal's attacking kind of prowess, they'll be attacking and just kind of creating chances. These players will be creating chances, and everybody knows that. So you need to make sure your defence is really solid. So Per Mertesacker, he's best as a limited defender, which is absolutely fine. So what I'm going to do, limited defender, and just have him on defend. Laurent Koscielny, again another limited defender. So yeah, basically they're like no nonsense defenders. Just their aim is basically to stop opposing attackers playing and to clear the ball from danger when required, which is absolutely fine. That's exactly what I'd like both of them to do. They can just give it to whoever is in a more kind of advanced position and make things happen. We don't want Mertesacker or Koscielny doing anything with the ball, nothing fancy. We just want them to defend, get the ball back, and just to pass it on. So again, Aaron Ramsey in this position, obviously on Football Manager 2015 we've got these kind of new positions here. So what we've got, I've highlighted it already, that Jack Wilshere's not particularly good at tackling and things like this. So I'm going to have a look at Aaron Ramsey, and we can see here that he's stronger, better at tackling, got good work rate, and he's more of a kind of combative kind of midfielder than Wilshere. He's not like really combative, but he's certainly better than Wilshere in this position. So we do want somebody who's going to try and win the ball. Now, he doesn't have the aggression to be someone, he's just going to solely win the ball. Aaron Ramsey has got other skills like, tackling and, passing and things like this. So what I'm going to be looking for here, so this position as a regista could be really good position, role for Aaron Ramsey. So we can see it's a more aggressive version of the deep line playmaker, suitable for possession-oriented systems that press high up the pitch. So that sounds absolutely perfect for Arsenal. I'm just going to go for that position for Ramsey. And as I said for Jack Wilshere, I'm going to be using him as a deep line playmaker because he's got the kind of capabilities to be able to make things happen basically. Now I'm going to be leaving these two guys on support. I want them to push forward when they're needed, but they do need to defend as well. Obviously we've got the kind of two units here. We've got our defensive units and our attacking units, and obviously with these two guys floating, depending on what's kind of happening. So that's all fine, that's all sorted. So Danny Welbeck we're going to use as an inside forward, and because he can't defend, I'm going to use him on the attacking duty. Mesut Ozil, again, we decided that his best position was an advanced playmaker. So all I'm doing here, guys, pretty simple. I'm just picking players where they're best at playing in their position. It's kind of a really simple thing. So advanced playmaker, I'm going to actually put him on attack as well, just simply because he's not the best at defending and making things happen like that. So Sanchez, obviously I'm going to have him as a winger. That's his best position. I'm just going to check out Sanchez's, so he can tackle, he's got good work rate, good stamina. His position is not great, but I think he can help out at the back just when needed. So what I'm going to do for Alexis Sanchez, I'm going to have him on the support role and as a winger. So that's absolutely fine. And then obviously up front, we know Olivier Giroud is just a target man. And with his tackling of free, it's pointless even having him on support. We just need him to go like all out attack. So what I've done here, I've created a tactic just from scratch using the players at the club. Again, like I said at the beginning of the video, I cannot stress how important this is. Now, a lot of people are going to be asking me about the mentality. So what I do for this team, I'd go for control. So basically, so its aim is to move the ball around the park and to patiently probe the final third to find space as and when it opens. Although fullbacks overlap and midfielders break ahead of the forward, they will generally only do so during relatively risk-free situations, and will usually sit back and help the midfield maintain possession until a chance opens up. That's the control mentality is basically made for Arsenal in the way they play. To retain possession, look for spaces, kind of keep the ball, make things happen, things like this. So what I'm going to also be doing, I'm going to put it to structured. So players are expected to contribute to fewer phases of the play than the flexible philosophy. So central defenders are responsible only for the defensive phase. Lovely. The fullbacks and more defensive midfielders are responsible for both defensive and transitional phases. The wingers and more attacking midfielders are responsible for both transition and attacking phases. So like I said at the beginning, we've got our defensive units, we've got our attacking units. So structured is absolutely perfect for what we want to be doing here. So to be honest, I always do like to use the structured. I like my defenders to defend and my attackers to create chances and score goals, etc. So bang on. So now team instructions. Okay, so what are we doing here? So with Arsenal, we've got perfect work rate with Wiltshire, perfect work rate with Ramsey. All of our defenders are just set to win the ball back, and win it back and just kind of pass it on. So what I'm going to be doing is close down more. So they'll be encouraged here to win the ball back as quickly as possible, which is great for us. Also, I'm going to be playing retain possession football. Obviously, we have got our wingers that, our fullbacks are going to be supporting. We've got our two central midfielders who can pass, hold the ball up. We need to keep the ball, which is absolutely great for us. We've got our two kind of wingers, and we need to be basically attacking from the wings with this team. So what I'm going to do is exploit the flanks now. The reason I've put that Wiltshire, Ramsey, Koscielny and Mertesacker, I want them to be really, really solid in the middle. Sometimes if Ertz will kind of like help him back as well. So our main attacking threat is going to come from, say, Debuchy, passing the ball down to Sanchez. Sanchez kind of running down the wing, either crossing it to Giroud, or we want Debuchy supporting Sanchez down the wing, just to get the crosses in for Giroud or Welbeck or Ozil, or whoever who will be coming in on the far posts and things like this. So that's absolutely fine for us. I'm not bothered about shorter passing. I know Arsenal do that in real life, but I don't believe that we need to do that on this Football Manager. We'd be, best to be quite quick, basically, when trying to break, and retaining possession is good as well. So as I said, I'm going to so we look here, you can see moving the ball around quickly and decisively. So it's more kind of intensity in our play, and it's going to, as it says here, unsettle the opponent. So I'm happy with that. Also, what I'm going to be doing, I'd like to, we know Giroud's a target man, so what we want to be doing, okay, so I'm going to be using whipped crosses. I think that's going to be a really, really good thing. Obviously, Welbeck coming in at the near post, far post, depending on where it's coming in from. We've got Giroud, who's obviously a really, really strong tool target man, which is absolutely perfect for us. Now, the rest of this, run at defence. I guess we could do that, but I prefer to do that with the player kind of roles. None of this really we need to do. We don't necessarily need to play wider. We probably could, but like I said, I do want to keep it kind of quite tight in the middle, but not proper narrow. That we want to use our wingers. We want to exploit the flanks, basically. So, which is fine. If we just had like complete all and out and out kind of wingers and things like that, but because like we're using Danny Welbeck as an inside forward, we don't necessarily want to be doing that. He's not a winger, Danny Welbeck. He's going to be someone who's going to be cutting inside, getting the ball, taking people on, running inside, and doing things like this, which is absolutely fine. So, none of the others really I'd probably go for. So the idea with this kind of Arsenal team, we really do just want to, kind of be really, really quick, be really, really decisive, hold our structure, have the defenders defend, the attackers attack, and obviously the mentality of control. So we're, really pressing down on the opposition teams here. Now, what I'm also going to just do really, really quickly is just to show you what I'd also do for some of the player instructions. I don't know if there's anything more I'd probably add, but just so I can have a real quick look. Okay, so cross aim target man, that's obviously going to be a really, really good one for us. Not too bothered about any of the others. We do need our defenders to defend, so it's not really worth them kind of doing anything risky, or we do also want them to kind of cross when they're ready, so we're not that bothered about crossing more or crossing less. We do want them to aim for the target man, which is obviously Olivier Giroud though. So again, I'm just going to give both our fullbacks them exact roles. the limited defenders, Koscielny and Mertesacker, I'm just going to let them do whatever they want to do. So the deep line playmaker support. So this is obviously our Jack Wilshere position. We really do want him. Yeah, I think everything's fine with him. He's going to be closing down. I've set the team instructions to close down more, which is fine, so I don't need to tell him to do that again. Yeah, that's all fine for Jack Wilshere. Now, what I possibly might do with this register position is to pass it shorter. So for him, what I'd want him to do, for Aaron Ramsey, is just to kind of get the ball, kind of pass it short, just keep things ticking along nicely in the middle of the field. Now, the inside forward positions, what I'm going to be doing here, cross aim, target man. Obviously, we do want Olivier Giroud to be like our main man kind of thing. Obviously, the cut inside is obvious for his position. And that's about it. Maybe you'd look at things like shoot more often. He only has a composure of 10, so I don't think that's worth doing. Mesut Ozil, if we have a look here, so I'd probably want him to play more direct passes because we want him to be kind of threading, which it says here, in a bid to find a ball which could unlock an opposition defence. Now, he's absolutely perfect for playing that direct ball, so that's exactly what we want him to be doing. Yeah, all the rest is fine as well. Not really too bothered about that. It's absolutely fine. Again, this position, we want to cross to the target man, and the rest of it as well, absolutely happy with that as well. Obviously, the target man up top now, this guy's got to be our kind of like main position. So he can't actually tackle kind of that much, but I do still want him closing down. So yeah, I'll leave everything as it is. Okay, so if we have a look at his finishing and composure, they're quite kind of high. Maybe if we put him to shoot more often, yeah, so if he's got potential passes, we just want him to shoot rather than looking for a pass. That's obvious. He's going to be our kind of like main goal threat, so I think that we just kind of need him. If you think of like a Diego Costa in real life, we just want him to be kind of greedy. Just don't think about passing or anything like this. We just want him to, just think about, have an eye for goal, just find the goal, and just score as many goals as possible. So that's what we want him to do. We want him to hold his position. Now, that's absolutely fine for his position. Yeah, everything else is absolutely fine. So lovely, that's all set up now, guys. So as you can see here, it's a pretty simple process. You just need to always create a tactic for the type of players you've got. Initially pick it on ability, just to kind of find your feet and to ensure that you're making a really, really good start to your Football Manager 15 career. Obviously, just have a think about the the kind of way the team's structured, and you want it like a real balanced team. So it's all good and well kind of attacking, but you need to think about the defending, making sure that you've got a really solid back line. Just kind of try things out, guys. If you do have any questions, I can answer them. What I also do, if you're quite new to my channel, I have created loads and loads of videos on Football Manager 14 for kind of various clubs, and I will be doing that again this year as well. So I'll probably just go through all the Premier League teams and just create like tactics that I would use for each team. Now, the videos on that will be a lot shorter than this one. I hope you've learnt a lot in this video, and I hope that the reasons I've kind of given you for what I've done kind of do make sense, and these are the type of things that you need to be thinking about. Crack on and make your own tactics, and good luck with it, guys, and do contact me if I can be any help to anybody. But thanks for watching, and do remember to hit that subscribe button if you do want to see some more videos like this.